You know what, Becky, I will take on your slides. All right. Thanks everyone for attending today. This meeting is being recorded and will go up on the website. So anyone who didn't attend tonight can watch and find out more information on the project. I am Michael Yerman. I am a housing consultant working with the county to bring this project to reality. Today, I am joined with me here. I'm going to introduce our project team. First is Jackie Wheelahan. She is the Housing Program Director at Lake County. I think her mic is not working, so I'm going to step in and do my best to fill in for her slides. Then I'm going to hand it off to Pete, who's part of the application assistance team. Pete, want to introduce yourself?
Yes, hi. I'm Pete Scales. I'm a project manager with the planning team on this project, and I'll be serving as liaison between buyers and the county and walking folks through the application process as we go forward.
Hello, I am Jennifer Kermode, and I'm going to be working closely with Pete and Jackie on the lottery and application process, and look forward to working with all of you.
And we're joined by our development team. Adam and Christopher, would you mind introducing yourselves?
Hey, hi, I'm Adam Berger. I'm myself and my team are responsible for the construction of these units in your community. We're looking forward to it.
Hi, my name is Christopher, and I work with Adam. I'm the architecture record on the project and part of the development team.
Thanks. All right. I think for the audience, we wanted to give a real quick introduction of what deed restricted housing is. The purpose of a deed restriction is to protect the long-term affordability of the house. The homes that you are going to see here tonight have received quite a bit of subsidy, to almost 2.5 million in local subsidies and the donation of land, the tap fee waivers, as well as actual cash infusions, as well as another $1 million from the state of Colorado from a Department of Local Affairs grant. That actually is subsidizing each of these units almost to $140,000 per unit, not mentioning the additional quantities of scale and labor that we're saving by building 24 units. So to protect that affordability, the deed restriction is being put in place. There is a 2% resale cap. And what's important to understand about that 2% cap is the appreciation is actually on the purchase price and not on your down payment. So if the unit was 240,000, you'd be earning 2% on 240,000, not potentially the down payment that you placed on the house. There are AMI restrictions. Those AMI restrictions are coming from the state because of our grant that we received to make this project affordable. And then there is a usage restriction that this has to be your primary residence. I will say that these units are particularly valuable in areas like Leadville, where the communities see high demand and high housing costs. And so resale of these units typically is pretty fast and furious. So that process is also assisted with through the deed restriction. Next slide. All right. The qualified lottery participants on here, I do want to make one point before I hand it off to Jennifer. You'll see in here the first lottery. There are 5 organizations that have contributed a significant amount of funds, almost 25% of the total project costs, to make this project affordable. That includes Lake County Government, Lake County School District, the City of Leadville, Parkville Water District, and St. Vincent Health. Each of those organizations have come in and made a contribution, and that is why you'll see that 25% of the units are being set aside in the first lottery for full-time employees of those 2 organizations. And with that, I will hand it off to Jennifer.
Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that. So for those of you who have not participated in a lottery before, or did not perhaps earlier this year see or participate in a mock lottery that we had in Leadville, how a lottery works is that once you have been qualified to enter the lottery, you actually get a lottery ticket with your name and a number on it. That lottery ticket goes into a bin with a ticket from each of the other qualified applicants. And we literally stir up the pot and we'll draw one ticket at a time. And that person whose ticket has been drawn then gets an opportunity to select off of a large board and a mock-up of the site plan, the property that they want to purchase. And so they'll kind of put their dot on it and we'll put their name on that property. And so it's not eligible for anybody else to pick. So once we do that with lottery number 1, and I believe we will be selling, did we decide how many in lottery number 1? Or do we not
6.
know yet?
6.
6 units? Okay. So we'll have 6 units in lottery number 1. For those applicants whose ticket went into the bin but didn't get drawn, we're going to take your tickets and put it into the next day's lottery, which is lottery number 2. And lottery number 2 will include those who didn't get selected in number 1, and then all applicants qualified with full-time employment in Lake County whose income is under 140% AMI, and you'll all be in the pot for lottery number 2. Should we at that time, after lottery number 2 has been held, again with people's names getting drawn and they get to select their home, should we have any units left over that have not been selected, then we could do a lottery number 3 where we're still looking at applicants under 140% AMI, and then expanding the employment area to Chaffee, Summit, and Eagle counties, as well as Lake County. So again, literally, you'll come into the lottery room, you're going to put your ticket into the bin that's going to be mixed up right in front of you. We'll have an independent third party drawing those tickets out, so you can be sure that there's no nothing going on behind the scenes there. So the key dates that we have for the process, and these are very important dates, they are spelled out in the lottery process and application package. So you can get these, those will be in writing for you there. But November 7th, which was yesterday, the application package is available on the website. And I want you to know it's an application package. So it is more than one document. They're all attached in there. So when you go into and open the application, you'll see several documents and you need to print all of them. And all of those documents, along with the list of items that you need to bring with that to prove your employment and your income, those all get into your application package that you return to us by December 13th. In the meantime, on December 7th, you have an opportunity for a home tour, and I'm going to let Michael explain that in just a minute, but I want to go through those other important dates. December 13th, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, that's a deadline. That's a hard deadline. Your application package has to be in, it needs to be in either in Jackie's hands at Lake County, or it needs to be in the box that they have, the secured box that Pete's going to tell you about that's available for you to drop your application package off when it is convenient for you. But that is a hard date. So if your application isn't in by that time, 4 o'clock on December 13th, it's not eligible to be processed for the lottery. January 17th, excuse me, is when we will email out certificates of eligibility. So if you have been approved, you will get an email with a certificate, and it tells you what AMI category you're qualified for and how many bedrooms you can purchase. January 24th is an appeal deadline. So if you have been disqualified for entering the lottery, which is usually due to being over income, then you can submit an appeal and say, I would like my application looked at again. I think I qualify and I'd just like you to look at again. And we will do that. We will go through that process and work with you on it. If there is a reason why you just can't get qualified, we'll let you know. But if there's any way we can work with you to get documentation that we need to evidence that you qualify, we're going to work with you on that too during that January 24th to February 5th timeframe. And then that's when we will have our appeals resolution deadline. And then February 10th through the 12th, we'll hold lotteries 1, 2, and 3, and February 11th through the 13th respectively. If you decide that you want to appeal the outcome of the lottery, your outcome of the lottery, then you have a chance to do that as well. And we'll work with you at that time to address your appeal concerns. And we will be doing that through the Leadville Lake County Regional Housing Authority, and they have a grievance and appeals process that we will follow. If you need that, we want to make sure we give you as much opportunity to qualify for these homes as possible. That's our goal. So we're not in this to cut you out. We're in this to bring you in. Thank you for that. And then I'm going to hand this over to Pete.
Thanks. So I'll go through the quick steps here of the application procedures. First of all, you can download and print out the application and the lottery procedures at the website, at the project website at housinglake-county.com. There will also be physical copies available if you don't have a printer handy that you can pick up at the county building in the Community Planning and Development Department. Once you have that all printed out and ready to go, you have to fill out the whole application, but it's an application package, which includes submitting financial documentation, tax returns, evidence of your current residence, that sort of thing. And you have to submit that whole package. Physically, not by email. You can't, scan it and send it in. So it needs to be dropped off at the Lake County Community Planning and Development Department in the county building there at 505 Harrison. And during office hours, you can bring it right there to the desk. After office hours, there's a secured lockbox that's on the north side of the building where you can drop that documentation off, and the planning department will pick it up and we'll start reviewing it. So we'll be, like we said, we're gonna once we get the application package, we'll start reviewing those and have a determination of your eligibility by January 17th. And then the 3 lotteries will happen in February 10th through the 12th. I'll be available for any questions that you might have during the application process. One thing I should mention, and I forgot to mention before, is that we'd like you to print out 2 copies of, or have prepared 2 copies of the application package. One that you'd be submitting to the county, but 2 that you would be taking to your lender. That's pretty important because you need to have a pre-qualification letter as part of that package to submit to the county for review. So I think that's most of the application process.
So what you're seeing on the screen now is the AMI table for the project. The 5 contributing partners will be allowed an AMI up to 160. So if you were to read this, a 1-person household is 107 at 160, or if you go down, a 4-person household is 143. For the non-contributing partners lotteries, we will be capped at 140 per the state guidelines. And again, this table corresponds. The biggest thing I will stress is if you feel like you're pushing up against the AMI limits, please contact us. Don't disqualify yourself. We will assist because there's certain things that may not count towards income that might allow you to fall into the lottery. And we certainly want to be as inclusive as we can with potential applicants. So please don't disqualify yourself. But if you are feeling like you're up against that, you certainly can reach out to Jennifer, Pete, or myself, or Jackie, and we can certainly take a look at your tax returns and assist in any way we can. The next slide. So we're really excited about our housing pricing. Again, we were able to get to these price points because of very generous donations from the local community partners, as well as a DOLA grant of $1 million. What you're seeing here, Jackie, if you wouldn't mind, the very top list of prices, those are for the 160, 140 AMI buyers. And then the county has committed to actually providing an additional cash subsidy for home buyers that are under 110 or 100% AMI. So those are the price points on the bottom there. Jackie, if you wouldn't mind circling those for everyone in the audience. Those price points, there'll be 10 units priced at that. What I will tell you is that by November 14th, we will have set pricing. There's going to be a slight variant, but they'll be within plus or minus a couple $1,000s of these price points. We have done everything we can to tweak floor plans where we can to add additional door and storage and expand laundry areas. So we're getting final pricing on a couple of modifications we made to a couple of units. The last thing I will also throw out that is also a grant that we received is a down payment assistance program. If you are below 100% AMI, there's a program that would actually also potentially provide a $25,000 down payment to assist you with your purchase. That program is capped at 100% AMI. And through our lottery and income verification process, when we see buyers that are going to fall into that category, we're going to certainly flag your application and direct you towards the program. And also the program is actually something that you would be working with your lender to qualify for. So we will be liaisons to ensure that you get matched up with that program, because it's a very valuable and huge bonus that you would receive to make this home even more affordable for you. Before I hand it off to the development team, where are the sites? So they're actually two really fantastic sites. They're both infill sites, north and south of the high school and the existing hospital. We'll start with the West 3rd Street. That site is south. It actually has a little bit of topography on the site, but that is allowing for us to do really nice decks and porches on the front of those units, which the development team will talk about. There will be 18 units down there on that street, 9 duplexes. And then on West 6th Street on the north side of the hospital, there'll be 3 duplexes or 6 units on that site as well. Again, you'll be seeing site plans here shortly. The site plans will be uploaded to the website, and pricing for each of the individual units will be, and the AMIs associated with that will be available next week once we get the final pricing back from our contractors. With that, Christopher and Adam, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thanks, Michael. So the site plan that we've got on screen here is the 3rd Street site. It's the larger of the two. And the topography, the grade that Michael mentioned, you can see in the perspectival image on the lower left. And that slope allows us to have porches with storage beneath, gear storage kind of thing, underneath some porches that face south and open to those southern views. And the mix of units that are available on the 3rd Street site, there's 2 bedrooms, there's 3 bedrooms, there's some 2-story units, some single-story units. And when I say stories, I'm talking about in the dwelling unit, the ascent up the stairs from the parking level is kind of a lower level that houses that storage underneath the porches. I think I'll leave it there just to keep it brief, and we can flip to the 6th Street site. So here on the 6th Street site, parking is different on this property. So the parking is alley loaded here on these 3 buildings, as opposed to being street loaded on the 3rd Street site. And you can see that the storage, the handle gear storage, that sort of thing, given that we don't have the same topographic and slope and grade conditions here on the 6th Street site, there are sheds, detached sheds on the alley side towards the back of the property, the south side of the property. That's where that storage happens. And again, on this site, we've got a mix of 2 single-story buildings and 1 2-story building. And when I say building, each of those buildings is a duplex. So we've got 6 units total on this 6th Street site. We do have front porches and side porches on that the 6th Street side. And again, I think for the sake of brevity, let's go to the next slide. The development team, led by Adam Berger, has built similar properties before. That's how we are able to accomplish the open house that Jennifer talked about that will be held down in Denver. And here you see some photographs from a staged version of those units. Nice finishes inside, solid surface countertops, vinyl plank flooring on the lower floor, carpeting in the upper floor, ceiling fan in the master bedroom, shaker cabinets, soft closed doors and drawers. And Adam, did I miss anything, or did I kind of cover it?
Yeah, and the units will also include stainless steel appliances. The hardware on the cabinets is stainless steel bar pulls. So it's a level of finish that's really a nice high quality finish that you typically see in most market rate homes. So we're really offering a level of finish that comparable to any new home that you'd likely see in your market or any market for that matter.
And you just reminded me, Adam, that the appliance package includes all the typical kitchen appliances and stainless steel. Washer dryers are not part of the appliance package. That will be an owner supplied item. Exterior finish on these units. Again, these are the examples that we've built down the hill from the Leadville location and on the Front Range. Fiber cement or a composite exterior siding that stands up well to the elements. We're still working on the colors of the units. You see here a Front Range version of the porches, but they're nice spacious porches. Obviously, we're dealing with some different topographic situations on the Leadville properties. But again, I think, as Adam said, these are nice finishes that will hold up and look good.
So to wrap up, we just want to let you know about some upcoming events. So next week on November 14th from 4 to 6 p.m., we will be hosting another open house. We'll help individuals with their applications and answer any questions, again, if there are any, about understanding the lottery process, because it is complicated. And we will have a Spanish interpreter present at that event to help our Spanish-speaking folks. And then we're also looking to have a home tour December 7th. I am looking into seeing if we can provide some transportation. That will be determined later. But December 7th from 12 to 3 p.m. at one of Adam Berger's homes in Aurora, and the address is here. And all of this information you're going to find on the website at www.housinglakcounty.com. So that's going to end our presentation. We would like to now open up the event for any questions that you may have and for any of our partners. And we appreciate you coming today. Thank you.
Yeah, so if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. Certainly will help anybody else that reviews the video later, and we're here to answer any questions and
And
for the
just
next 15 minutes.
on the technical side, you'll need to unmute yourself to ask a question.
I had a quick question. My name is Steve Zoller, and I appreciate the opportunity to jump on your meeting. It sounds like a great project. I have ties to Leadville. I grew up there and graduated from high school in Leadville, so this is exciting stuff. When is the, I don't know if I missed it, but when would be the anticipated date of closing on these units? When would they be available to move in rather?
Adam, do you want to take that?
Well, we're anticipating a construction start as soon as the ground thaws in the spring.
Sure.
And our expectation is we'll have units available once we get certificates of occupancy by as early as this time next year.
Yep. Great.
So
Okay.
by the end of next year.
Yeah, yeah, outstanding. I don't know if this is the appropriate time frame to ask these questions. I could certainly plug in to the team lead individually, but I'm a lender, so I'm curious. I'm over in Eagle County, as mentioned. Grew up in Leadville. I'm over in Eagle County, and I'm a lender. I've been in the business for 20 some years. I'm versed with deed restrictions and this type of financing. So, would there be maybe an opportunity for me to chat with somebody, obviously offline, to kind of give you my abilities, and if you don't already have an approved lender on the project, I'd certainly love to visit with you.
Sure. Yeah, if you would just email Pete at myruralplanner.com. We
Okay.
actually have a lender pre-qualification list. And
Great.
that's actually a really great question for the group, is
Yeah.
that because you are required to do a pre-qual letter,
Yep.
we will have a qualified lending list of
Okay.
all the lenders who have approved the deed restriction,
Yep.
and we'll lend on that. And so certainly if someone wants to use a lender not on our list, we can't really make a recommendation on lenders. But if you
Okay.
do have that lender list will be available on our website.
Okay.
And those
Yeah.
are all lenders that have reviewed that. And so for folks on the call, when you look at that list, if your lender that you're looking to use is not currently on that list, please let Pete or Jackie know. And we do have a way to reach out directly to those lenders and do a pre-qualification process. So certainly if you have a lender that you're looking to use, please let us know and we can talk. There are banks that do not lend on deed restricted housing.
Yeah.
So we want to ensure
Yeah.
that you don't get to a place where you're gone down the process of getting credit score checks and everything else that's required
Yeah.
that would disqualify it. So any other
Yep. So
questions?
who can I talk to directly about potentially getting to be on your lender list? I'm very familiar with deed
Pete at
restrictions.
myruralplanner.com.
Okay, I appreciate that. It's super exciting. This is again mentioned, born and raised in Leadville, so this is great stuff. I'm really proud of the county for taking these steps.
Thank you. Other questions?
Are any of these homes accessible if you have any other like wheelchair needs or if you're not able to go upstairs?
Yeah, that's a great question. There are going to be 2 ADA units available. We will make reasonable accommodation if that request is because of the topography that you just mentioned, those units are on 6th Street. And so as part of the application, excuse me, as part of your application process, you would need to provide a letter to us asking for that reasonable accommodation. Excuse me. And we certainly can make that happen. So you have that ability.
All right, thank you.
Great questions. Anything else? All right. No other questions. All right. Well, thanks everyone for making time tonight. Again, this will be available on the website, and everyone stay warm tonight.